Hi, welcome to Bar Cart Bookshelf, a video series about books and the drinks they inspire. My name is Elias, and today we're talking about The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. As many of you know, last month we introduced a new bonus feature here on Bar Cart Bookshelf. Every month, at the end of the month, we're going to have a special bonus episode inspired by a classic work of speculative fiction, science fiction, fantasy, and horror. And some of these are going to be original recipes, some of these are going to be classic cocktails, because just like a classic is a classic for a reason when it's a book, that is absolutely 100% true when it is a drink as well. And so I'm really excited to be bringing you one of those classic cocktails today with one of the most iconic haunted house stories of all time. This was my first time reading The Haunting of Hill House, so I really enjoyed that. It's a book that's sort of been, in my orbit for many, many years, but somehow slipped by me. And having the excuse of our monthly bonus feature really gave me the chance to immerse myself in the dream of this book. It really has this dream-like quality as Dr. Montague and Eleanor and Theodora and Luke, these sort of paranormal investigators, or rather paranormal investigator and assistants, find themselves in the clutches of the sinister Hill House not sane. It really feels appropriate to be talking about this one after starting with A House That Loves You this season for Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. We've got Our House That Definitely Hates You here at the end of the month. It's just a gauzy, hazy, misty float of a dream of a book, and one that I found I could only read in the dark of the night, and just, a classic that's a classic for a reason. And so we had to talk about it in the form of a drink as well. Our drink today is a classic cocktail. This is one that predates Prohibition, and it is called the Alabazam. The Alabazam is a brandy-based highball. Most of the action, all of the action, in The Haunting of Hill House takes place in the early summer, in June. Of course, it's October now, and so we want a drink that's going to help bridge that gap, that's going to still feel really lovely if you choose to drink it in the summer, still feel like those golden and green days that we see in the book, and still be a really nice option for this cooler weather as we're here in the fall. Also, we need to have brandy, because while there are cocktails in the book, Luke does make Dr. Montague his martini. It's brandy that really dominates the narrative, and fortifying brandy against the psychic disturbances of Hill House. So we're going to start with 2 ounces of cognac in our shaker there. This is going to be a little bit stronger than some more modern cocktails with a full 2 ounces of our base spirit, but if you had to spend a night in Hill House, you'd want that extra bit of brandy in there as well. And then we're going to get an ounce of orange curacao. I'm using this Pierre Ferrand orange curacao. It's rich, it's dark, it's going to really work nicely with the brandy because they use a brandy base, and it's going to bring that golden, warming orange to our drink. If you were standing in a cold spot, you're going to want a nice, warming orange there. Next, we're going to get half an ounce, just a little bit of brightness in with our fresh lemon juice, and half an ounce of simple syrup. A little bit more richness, a little bit more depth, but of course it's the brandy and the orange curacao that are coming to the fore here. Oh, and it smells so good. And then, just to round things out, 2 dashes of orange bitters. That's the Regan orange bitters. They're very nice, very dry. They're going to complement the sort of sweetness and dryness of the orange curacao and the sweetness of that simple syrup. Regan's, highly recommend. I'm about due for a new bottle here. And then we'll get our ice down into our shaker. There we go. Cap that. Whoop. And shake it up. Beautiful. We're going to set that aside just for a sec and get some ice down into our highball glass. Lovely. Pop that on off. Let it drip down. Good. And strain. Beautiful. And then as you can see, we've got a little bit of space left here. We're going to top that with just a bit of bubbles. That lovely, dreamlike, hazy, relaxing highball quality. After spending some time in Hill House, as I've said, you'll need all the relaxation you can get. And so there you have it. This is the Alabazam. It's a classic cocktail paired with Shirley Jackson's The Haunting of Hill House. The Haunting of Hill House, obviously, is available everywhere. I have included a link in the description down below to this Library of America edition that I snagged. I really like it. The pages are thin, but you get a lot of material in there as well. I'm really looking forward to reading some of the other novels, We've Always Lived in the Castle, and the short stories that are in that volume as well. Got a link to various forms of social media, including Twitter and Instagram, where there is always a written version of today's recipe. Try the Alabazam. It's a classic for a reason. Read The Haunting of Hill House. Obviously, you must. I'm so glad I finally did. Try the drink. Let me know what you think. Tune in on Halloween next Tuesday for our final book of spooky season. And until next time, cheers.